Hey everybody, welcome back to another video. Yes, the T on NPD and relationships. Hey y'all, hello everyone, to all of my new subscribers, new family members. Hello, hi, welcome. And to my tribe and family at large. Listen fam, welcome back. Thank you all so much for coming back and watching another video. Family, y'all know I'm always wanting to plug, you know, our Thursday, our live stream each week on our YouTube and Facebook platforms. Make sure you turn your notification bells on, because if the time changes, then you'll get the notification. Usually, if I'm not going to go live on Friday night at 6:30, I'll post in the YouTube community section on my page, my YouTube channel, and I'll let you know that the day that we're going to actually go live. So make sure you check out the post actually on the channel as well to see what's going on. All right, and y'all know the goal of the day is 2.1K plus on the likes. Y'all hit that like button for your girl every time. Okay, it's free, y'all. Okay, and it's helping your sister. All right, y'all hit the like button. Somebody hit it for you, hit it for someone else. All right, and y'all know I'm always asking y'all, hit that like button, hit that like. Y'all hit that like button for me, okay? All right, and also pick up your copy of Seduced by Satan. It's pinned in the description below. This your next read, y'all. Buy one for your friend. Yeah, buy one for a couple folks. Give it to them for a birthday gift. If they like adventure, they like drama, get one for somebody else. They'll thank you later, and you'll thank me later, okay? Jaw-dropping, drama, non-stop suspense, and it's a real story. Yeah, I'm going in on these birds in that book. Okay, y'all pick up your copy today. All right, the link is pinned in the description below. Let's jump into the topic of this video. I want to talk about it. I want to talk about the fact that narcissists are actually addicts. Yeah, they're not just addicted to one thing either. These birds are addicted to a whole bunch of stuff. Okay, and so I want to talk about this because a lot of times we think that we're dealing with a regular person. You're not dealing with a regular person. You're actually dealing with a disordered addict. Yeah, that's what you're dealing with. And narcissists don't just have NPD. Okay, so let me just go ahead and put this PSA out there, this public service announcement. A lot of times narcissists don't just have a NPD diagnosis. And a lot of these clowns are walking around here, especially for, you know, you ladies out here, y'all, we was dealing with somebody's undiagnosed son. A lot of them don't even go get the help that they need. And can you imagine how many of them are walking around here undiagnosed? But most of the time when they're diagnosed, they're not just diagnosed with NPD. A lot of times they are diagnosed with more than one thing. They have common diagnosis with NPD is NPD with mood disorders. You know, some of them have social personality disorder too, which is one of the worst ones. When they have NPD and they got that right there too, that's like one of the worst diagnoses. That's when you get into your serial killers and all of that kind of crazy stuff. Yeah, they you know, I'm talking about straight nuts. But you know, the fact that they are addicts, we need to really talk about that, because it really truly affects the quality of a relationship, or in this case, it's a manipulationship. It affects the quality of it, because anytime you're dealing with an addict, you know you have an abnormal situation. Okay, period. We're not even talking about the fact that they got a mental health disorder. We talk about a mental health disorder, and this clown is a whole addict. Okay, what are they addicted to? A lot of different things. A lot of them are adrenaline junkies. That's a problem. You know, it's not a problem when it's balanced. But yeah, a lot of them are adrenaline junkies, which means that they take risk. You know, and I'm talking about risks that could do harm to themselves and other people. They're addicted to that. You know, they want that dopamine rush all the time, because the chemical imbalance in their brain doesn't allow them to do it for themselves. So they got to have other people to help them with that. That means you, and it was me. I hope it's not you anymore. You know what I'm saying? But they you know, they depend on their supply to help them balance the chemical imbalance in their brain. That's why they're always trying to get reactions out of you. That's why, because they want to feel that rush of being able to control something and somebody. I'm telling you, y'all, these backwards walking giraffes is a whole big bag of dysfunctional earth. Okay? Yes. Man, I'm talking about for real, y'all. You be sitting there looking at them like, you know what? You just crazy. You know what I'm saying? Just like, why though? What happened? What happened to you? But anyway, so yeah, they're addicts. And anytime you're dealing with an addict family, what you have to realize about an addict is addicts they are narcissistic by nature. The addiction itself makes them narcissistic. So can you imagine what a narcissist, when they have an NPD diagnosis, or they have NPD, whether they're diagnosed or not, and they're a full-blown addict, y'all, they be addicted to corn. Y'all, I can't say the word. They addicted to PORN. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, they're addicted to that. A lot of times they're addicted to master, andibation. Yeah, that. Yeah, they're addicted to those things right there. So all of these things come together to just destroy a relationship, or it ain't even a relationship, a manipulationship, because how can you relate to crazy? And all of the stuff that they do, it makes no sense to a normal person, but it makes all the sense in the world to a narcissist, because they crazy. That's just what they do. You understand what I'm saying? So when you actually look at it, y'all, the stuff that the narcissist does, it's not even it's not personal against you. This is just who they are. Now, I'm not telling you that you shouldn't take it personal, because some people well, this person called me out of my name. They stole from me. They did this and they did that. All of that. Yeah, I'm taking all that personal. You know what I'm saying? All of it. But the fact of the matter is that an addict, lying comes with the territory. That's why you always seen the narcissist lying to you. Gaslighting. An addict will gaslight the mess out of you. They'll steal from you. They will lie to you. They will abuse you. They will do all sorts of abuse against you to defend that addiction that they have. And that's what the narcissist is addicted to. They're addicted to the supply that you give them. They are addicted to people in general. And guess what? It's a dysfunctional addiction, because they are dysfunctional. So their addiction is they're actually addicted to dysfunction. How you gonna have a relationship with a person like that? That's a whole addict that is addicted to dysfunction and dysfunctional situations, and you supposed, along with all the other stuff that y'all saw in the manipulation ship, or some people call it a relationship. How you gonna have a solid anything with a person like that? You can't. But you have to understand that when you're dealing with a narcissist, you're dealing with a whole addict. And so addicts don't get better unless they confess that they have a problem. And not only confess that they have a problem, but they are actually willing to admit that they need help. Y'all, a narcissist, not a true narcissist, first of all, they're not about to tell you that they have a problem. And if they do, it's just to manipulate you, to get you to do something that they want you to do. And then they're going right back to square one. Actually, it's going to be worse than square one. Okay? They going back to zero. Right? But I want y'all to really understand this, because people are really trying to stay in relationships, and they want coaching to try to stay in these relationships. And I'm just like, but why though? You in a relationship, or what you call a relationship, is not even. But y'all, you cannot function properly, normally, and what would be considered healthy with a addict and a dysfunctional one that has a mental health disorder on top of all that. Make it make sense. Please. Make it make sense. It'll never make sense. But the fact that they are addicts is enough for you. Hopefully, I'm just hoping that this video will open the eyes of those people that, you know, those of you that are struggling. And you're just like, but I feel like they could get help. A person gotta want help in order to get it. And that includes anytime if you ever talk to a recovering addict, one that has truly recovered, like if they were on drugs or alcohol or something like that, they will tell you the first thing that they had to do was come out of denial. A narcissist is not getting ready. And what that means is that they have to become vulnerable. Narcissist is not getting ready to be vulnerable with you and nobody else. You can forget that. For what? So you can bring it up to them? You know what I'm saying? So you can tell them, so they can give you the ammunition to do to them what they do to you constantly. You know, you told them things in private and you became vulnerable with them and told them things about yourself only for them to bring it up and throw it up in your face, you know, later. No, they're not about to give you that type of ammunition. They're not about to give you that type of leg up on them. Okay? So I want y'all to really hear what I'm saying. You cannot function in dysfunction unless you become dysfunctional yourself. And that narcissist is an addict, period. And what's going to happen is if that person, a recovered addict would tell you that they had to come out of denial, be vulnerable, admit their problem, and admit the fact that they needed help and put themselves in a position to receive help. A narcissist is not about to do none of that. Not most of them. And if they're going to therapy, they're just going to therapy most of the time to appease the person that they're with, so that the person will stay. Right? But that doesn't cure the disorder. Narcissistic abuse is not curable. According to the world of psychology. Can they be delivered by the power of the Holy Spirit? Yeah. But most of them, first of all, you got to admit you have a problem. Narcissist is not finna do that. So family, don't do it to yourself. Understand what this truly is that you're dealing with, okay? And move accordingly. Move in wisdom, okay? Don't let these people continue to tear you down and drag you down with them because it's not worth it. You're dealing with an addict. Period. All right? Y'all take really good care of yourselves, okay? And I will see you all on the next video, fam. I love you all, and I'll see you all healed and whole at the top. Shalom, family. Peace.